All right, the circuit on the bench today is flashy LEDs. Can you see the LEDs go back and forth? Flash, flash, flash. And we're going to be using just transistors today. You just need 2 LEDs and 2 transistors, and that's all you need. So, oh, and a couple of other things. Okay. But yeah, it just turns on and off, turn it on and off. And let's take a look at the circuit. So we're going to have 2 LEDs, we're going to have 2 transistors, and one side will go on, the other side will go off. One side will go on, the other side will go off, and they go back and forth and back and forth, back and forth, okay? And so it is a alternating LED flasher. This is from Popular Electronics in the way back days. In the way back days. Before we go too far, let me talk about kind of one half of the circuit, all right? I use a lot of NPN transistors on the channel, but I don't use many PNP transistors on the channel. People say the way you remember it is if the arrow is like down here, it's not pointing in, NPN, and if it's pointing in, then it's PNP. Anyway, it's better to think of it as a P junction, an N junction, and a P junction, positive, negative, positive. And if you have a little arrow, then it's like a diode, and this is always the positive and the negative. And then if you have an NPN where the arrow's down here, you have a positive here and negative here, so you have an NPN. Anyway, we're going to be using PNPs today. So in order to turn this LED on, we need to have current flow through the LED, which means we need to have current flow through the transistors, which means we need to turn the transistor on, which means we have to have current flow this way through the emitter. That's going to turn it on. So instead of current going into the base like it would be on an NPN, we have to have current coming out of the base. So in order to turn on a PNP, you have to have a pull down, and then there's a path for the current to go this way. And if you have a normal transistor like a 2N, we're using a 2N3906, it has a beta of about 100. So if you have 1 microamp going this way, you'll have 200 microamps going this way. If you have 1 milliamp going this way, you'll have 100 milliamps going this way. And so you choose this resistor so this guy is on enough to turn on the LED. Okay. Now I'm going to give you just a quick look at the schematic. All right. And without cheating, I want you to sort of imagine how this thing works, okay? One side's going to be on and one side's going to be off, and then they're going to swap, okay? So the capacitor will charge up, and then this one will go, and then this capacitor will charge up, and then this one will go. So if everybody screamed, no, that's not right, you're correct. We actually have to have the capacitor's discharge for it to come on. And it's not intuitive. So when you first look at the circuit, you go, okay, I have 10 volts coming on the top, okay? I have a 10 volt supply at the top, all right? So if this transistor is on, it's going to drop about a volt. So we'll have about 9 volts here. 9 volts across the 220 ohm resistor into an LED, turns that LED on nice and bright, okay? And then that 9 volts comes over here and through this capacitor, but it's ground here, so we have to wait. We have to wait for this. Let's see, this would already be on, so if it's 9 volts, that 9 volts comes across to turn it off. Well, it's sort of that, but it's not. So, yeah. If you'd like to pause the video and imagine what I'm going to show you 2 waveforms. I'm going to show you the waveform here, okay? We'll see here, this is waveform A, all right? And I'm going to show you here, okay? And that's waveform B, okay? So in your mind, guess what A looks like and guess what B looks like, all right? All right, top trace is A, and so it just goes up and down and up and down and up and down. So this is 5 volts per division, so we have 5, 10, so it goes up to 10 volts, and then it goes down to 1 volt. It goes out to maybe 9 volts, or 9.5. It goes up to 9.5, down to maybe 1 volt, and it whacks up and down and whacks up and down and whacks up and down. But look at the base of that transistor. It starts high, and if it's high, that means that transistor is off, okay? And if it starts to pull down, that transistor can come on, right? But this waveform, look at this. This is 0 volts, 5 volts, 10 volts, 15 volts, about 17 volts. How do we get 17 volts out of a circuit when we only have 10 volts going into it? It's making voltage, okay? And so it actually, when it's up here at 17 volts, it turns that transistor off. Let me pause this. When that transistor, that voltage is up here at 17 volts, this transistor's off, and it has to wait for that capacitor to bleed down. That 100 k ohms will bleed that capacitor down until it gets somewhere, where? Somewhere just below 10 volts. When it goes just below 10 volts, you'll start being able to draw current out of that base, and then that transistor will come on. Let's look at the schematic again. All right. So this voltage here goes up to 17. I'll tell you how that works. It goes up to 17 volts, and so this guy's off. And it has to wait so that the junction here is forward biased, which means this voltage has to be less than 1 diode below 10 volts. So it has to be around 9.5 volts for this transistor to come on. So it's waiting for this capacitor to die down to about 9 volts, and then it'll turn back on again. How does it get up to 17 volts? How's it do that? Okay, so let's take a look at this transistor, this capacitor right here, okay? All right, let's say this guy's on. He's on, so we have 9 volts sitting right here, okay? We have 9 volts right there. Over here, this guy's off, so he's pulled down to ground, so he's ground. We have ground here, we have 9 volts here, okay? Ground and 9 volts. It's about 1 volt and 9 volts, something like that, right? All right, what if this magically just turned on? Now, this guy goes up to 9 volts. And it was 0 volts and 9 volts. Now it's 9 volts, and this capacitor gets pushed up. This node here gets pushed up to 9 volts. That means this node gets pushed up to 9 volts instantaneously. So what was 9 volts gets pushed up to 18 volts, okay? This whole thing goes up. And then this thing here has to die back down until the transistor can turn on it again. So you get higher voltages here. And this is part of how voltage doubler circuits work. You charge a capacitor, and then you push it up. You charge a capacitor, and then you push it up. So anyway, I'll let you think about that for a while. It's a really, really neat little circuit. Very, very simple, but lots of learning to be had here. Raise your hand if you had guessed you got big voltages here on the node. Most people think the circuit's going to operate just between 0 and 10 volts. So yeah, it's interesting. It means that you have to choose a capacitor that has maybe more than a 10 volt rating, right? All right, that's just a fun, quick little circuit for the day. Flashy LEDs and 2 transistors.